Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special presentation of Stony Brook Seawolves hockey, streaming live on YouTube and live on the islands from Hot Pog, New York, as the Stony Brook Seawolves return to the ice as they face off against the Drexel Dragons in a late makeup game, which was originally supposed to take place on January 19th. But because of inclement weather, this game got pushed all the way back to this very moment on February 15th, Thursday, February 15th, no less. So a very peculiar situation. And fortunately for us, we get to call a hockey game. And here we are. Trevor, welcome back to the booth.
A little birdie told me they actually rescheduled the game because I was out of town that weekend. So this is great because I get to call the game. We're back here on the island for another Seawolves home game here, the second to last of this season. And we get to watch Stony Brook take on it's almost a crosstown rivalry, just if you squint.
Yes.
It's a little bit more than that, let's be honest.
With the distance, Long Island, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
You got some rivalry in there.
You do.
The New York-Philly rivalry is alive and well, and this is going to be quite the matchup here between Stony Brook and Drexel. Glad we got to get this makeup game here because it is a ESCHL League game, so there is league standing on the line for this one tonight.
Of course.
And then to wrap things up for this season, there's the home and home with the true crosstown rival NYU, which is always an exciting matchup as well. So we encourage you to come back for the NYU matchup.
And that will be very eventful, most notably because of senior night happening. So be sure to, if you're here in the building, say hello to the fellow alumni and former players that will most doubtedly be in attendance. But turning our attention to tonight's matchup, Stony Brook, they come into this matchup with a record of 7-12-3, not what they intended to have dating back to the preseason, but let's look at the positives. Last weekend in Niagara University, for the second time this season, they scored a win on the road after getting blown out in the first matchup. And the second one powered by a hat trick from no other than Christian Malik. And that performance has gotten him a huge promotion starting on the number one line tonight alongside Matt Minerva.
And performances like that are going to definitely catch the eye of the coaching staff, and you'll go places quick, especially on a Seawolves roster looking for goal scorers. It's something they've struggled with all season, trying to get those clutch goals or those must-score situations. And time and again this season has been rough for them to capitalize when they absolutely need to. And seeing a performance like that definitely has to put a couple positive check marks in the grade book, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely, and Malik, and he'll have some big responsibilities here tonight, but he'll have Matt Minerva, as I mentioned before, on centering him, leading the team with 14 goals this year. And wow, all I can say is despite a lot of things going on for this team, Minerva has been playing out of his mind as per usual. Well, let's talk about the situation that's about to unfold tonight. In net.
Yeah, let's talk about this. This is pretty big here. We have a Seawolves debut tonight.
Ben Monsivai, incoming freshman, will take the reins over both Scott Barnico and Matvey Kazakov. Talking with the head coaching staff during the pregame tonight, the reason as to why the decision was made was because they want to get the starters, Barnico and Kazakov, ready for the divisional playoffs, get them much-needed rest, and what better way to get some experience going into the next season than by having them start tonight under circumstances like this, in a game that was supposed to take place at a different time, now taking place in a very peculiar atmosphere, no less, and maybe this is what Monsivai would want to have. Obviously, a light crowd on hand, but this was something that was mentioned specifically as to why Monsivai was chosen over Heath Goldsmith, because of how he looked in practice. Not only that, but his stature he presents in nets.
To both of those things, practice is important. If you're if you show up in practice, you put the effort in, especially if you put it in consistently, the coaching staff is gonna take notice. They'll give you the nod, and here we are tonight. Especially here, it's an important game for the new netminder to kind of get their bearings in a actual game situation here. Obviously, these goaltenders that come in place for Stony Brook here, they're not just walking onto the team. They've played high junior hockey or some kind of tier 1 midget hockey coming in, and they're skilled goaltenders in their own mind. And especially with a team like Stony Brook, where you have multiple goaltenders ahead and the necessity of carrying multiple goaltenders, it's important to seize the opportunity when you have the chance to play in the game.
And speaking of goaltenders who have seized the opportunity, one man that Stony Brook is not going to have to worry about tonight playing in net for the Drexel University Dragons is Logan Kramsky, who put up the performance of his life last season in his final year with the program. But here tonight, Drexel is going to have to rely on someone else to step up big, and it'll come down to either Luca Burns, Ryan Nocerino. Those two have gotten plenty of reps in during the course of this season. So there's a lot to look out for on that side for Drexel.
I'm assuming we didn't get the starters yet for Drexel. I think has that not been
that has not been confirmed.
handed off to us yet?
Not yet.
We'll try to get the starters for you, but likely you'll see them at the same time we'll see them.
Absolutely. As Drexel gets their warm-ups in, let's look and pinpoint on some of the key guys to look out for the Dragons and how Stony Brook is going to try to mitigate them as they have the puck on their stick. Starting with Nick Castro. He comes into this matchup averaging 1.5 points per game, 12 goals, 21 assists, 33 points through 25 games played. A maniacal force on the offense for the Dragons. And the same can be said for Matt Harris, 20 goals, 9 assists, 29 points through 27 games played. 3 of those goals tallied on the power play. So you best be sure this team is going to execute when it matters most. And Stony Brook has had the propensity of taking numerous penalties. Unfortunately for them, they've got the advantage of having one of the best penalty kill percentages in the ACHA, and specifically in the ESCHL division.
Penalty kill and special teams are two important things if you want to do well, especially in a national tournament. And unfortunately for the Seawolves, they're on the outside looking in this season.
Yep, it hasn't been the season.
It's been a tough season. I mean, if you look at their schedule, they might have one of the tougher schedules in the league.
That's true.
And it's one of the things that I had a conversation with Coach Garofalo a while back, talking about the season and how things were progressing. This is weeks back at this point. And it's not that Stony Brook has gotten worse. It's just the talent all around them has gotten significantly better. Absolutely. And that's a huge boon for playing in a league like the ESCHL, where you have multiple national tournament contenders now in your division that you're playing against. That helps you significantly uncomplicate your travel schedule as well, because you're no longer needing to necessarily have to take that trip out to the West Coast or go out to the Midwest for another series when you have good quality talent in your region.
Of course. And Drexel has the talent to back that statement up for sure. The same can be said for Stony Brook, obviously, not in the same situation when it comes to dominance for this season, but they'll have plenty of years to come with some of those new guys we talked about who have stepped up big. Most notably, Justin Nakagawa, one of the main factors of that freshman trio, and he's been putting up some big numbers for his team this season. 2 players not in the lineup notably tonight for Stony Brook, however, Joe Trezera and Kozicki, who will be absent in the lineup tonight. So see Pritelli on the ice, suited up stepping up for the missing Trezera, and you'll have to wonder how much pressure is on his shoulders as he makes his first appearance in a while wearing the red and white for Stony Brook.
Speaking of national rankings, to nobody's surprise, Minot University still up at the top of the leaderboard. Adrian College at number 2, Central Oklahoma at 3, Nevada, Las Vegas at 4. Some of the interesting ones here of note as Stony Brook opponents, and some of the more interesting ones. Liberty University, number 7. They had a tight series with them. They had some tight games with them.
That's true. The second game was pretty tight.
And then over at number 10, Niagara, who they just split with, was a pretty big pickup there if you're looking at just moral victories or just like things to look at as positive outcomes for the season.
Obviously, that victory by Stony Brook and the amount of goals against them definitely had an effect to Niagara and where they sit in the standings right now, in the rankings especially.
Yeah. Plus, you have teams like Delaware who are up in the national rankings. They're number 20, so they're going to the show.
And that was a tough back-to-back for Stony Brook, falling to the Blue Hens. First game in overtime, second one got shut out.
Yeah, and just to, I mean, the ESCHL website seems a little funky because it shows, I'm looking at this right here, no points for New York University, but.
So right now, Stony Brook's
sitting in fourth
place
with 12 points. This being a league game has an opportunity for them to get a few more points there, and they're not too far out of second. They're only 2 points behind according to the website. So it's Rhode Island in second place with 14 points. So everything to play for if you're Stony Brook, especially since you've got 2 league games coming up this weekend.
So the national opportunity may not be in the window for them, but you can't count them out when it comes to another ESCHL divisional crown.
At this point, that's the important part, and if you're Stony Brook, you still have a lot to play for, and anybody that's saying that the season is washed or the season was a bit of a miss, it's just I think you missed the script. There's everything to play for when it comes to league play, and it's something that Stony Brook can still fight for and still win. But that's going to wrap it for our pregame. We're going to take a break here over at the rinks, warm up a little bit, get the toes warm and the blood flowing as it is cold in the rink today. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the starting lineups, national anthem, and puck drop here for the first period. You're watching Stony Brook Hockey on YouTube.
And we welcome you back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Colandra, Trevor Magnani, and we are almost set to get this party started as we are 15 seconds away from the lights going down, or I spoke too soon.
I don't know if we're going lights down tonight because we have a bit of a tight schedule here as we want to get this game going as quickly as possible.
That is true. Got to save up on that electricity bill.
Not only that, but it's a late night. We're talking about a 9:50, 9:55 puck drop by the time all the festivities are over.
So we're 20 minutes behind schedule.
Well, 9:20 they got the ice. 12-minute warm-up.
Ben Monsivais, in his Stony Brook Seawolves hockey debut, leads the Cavalry onto the ice for one last skate, as we'll momentarily meet each team's starting lineups, which will begin with the Drexel University Dragons. And we'll let the public address announcer take it away as the pregame festivities will begin shortly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the start lines for a game between the Drexel Dragons versus the Stony Brook Seawolves. The starters for Drexel. Number 24, Adam Lazani. Number 27, Ian Hummer. Number 20, Evan Bundler. Number 10, Jim Jacobs. Number 17, Emil Landau. And Eagle, number 35, Ryan Lagarino. Thank you. Here's your stars for the start of the season. Number 24, Dylan Nowaski. Number 16, Owen Austin. Number 22, David Pepe. Number 36, Mateo Nina. Number 13, Justin Aguilar. And Eagle, number 44, Ben Monsivais.
Now the playing of the national anthem.
At this time, we ask everyone to rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Pre-game festivities have concluded, and now we'll get ready to drop the puck. But before that, let's meet tonight's starting netminders, beginning with Drexel University's Ryan Nocerino. He comes into this matchup with a record of 9-7-1. And most importantly, he's got the experience going up against Stony Brook, as he picked up a big win against them earlier this season at home, stopping 39 shots on 43 shots faced. Meanwhile, Ben Monsivais, a milestone moment for him as he gets himself situated in his first appearance between the pipes for the Seawolves. Mateo Data and Devin Mudrick meet at center ice. Devin Pepe, Jimmy Jacobs on the left wing, and on the right wing, Justin Nakagawa with Emil Lindvall for the Drexel University Dragons as Pepe takes chase and Drexel University takes over. The Dragons moving in quickly. Stony Brook able to mitigate that chance immediately before it's sauced with ferocity by the Dragons once more and held behind the goal by Larson, who sends it up ahead, just missing the stick of Pepe, and stops play as that one shot up into the ceiling.
Bit of a slow start on both sides here to get this game started. Nobody really getting much of a offensive shot here in the first shift. Both teams will get a fresh set of legs on the ice and we'll face it off in the neutral zone.
Minerva, team leading points getter, set to take the latest draw here. That's won by Drexel University. Sent up ahead. The Dragons try to move up ahead quickly. And it's further punched in where Monsivais will handle business. Here's Mancini. Feeds it over to Palma. Cross ice feed to Christian Malik, who has been red hot lately, coming off a big weekend in Niagara. So we get another whistle here.
That'll be our first penalty of the game. It's going to be a slash and maybe a little bit more.
Matt Minerva being pushed away by the
Minerva takes
an official.
We might have more here. Nope. Sandoz just making sure that the change is made. So Minerva slashing is our first penalty of the game here.
Not the start you want to have if you're Stony Brook. Although, maybe it is. Ironically, the Seawolves have the advantage of holding one of the best penalty kill percentages, as I alluded to in pre-game warm-ups. So Drexel University starting from their own end as they try to quickly move through center and get something going here in the first period. Centering feed missing. Now it's handled at the top. Castura, one-timer, just missing Monsivais. Or perhaps he might have gotten a piece of it as the crowd applauded from above. Another chance in front. Monsivais definitely got a piece of that one. And Stony Brook able to get the clear. Pepe giving chase once more, as Nocerino was able to play that one up ahead. Here comes Castura, trying to evade carnage in front of him. Castura gets a hold of the possession. Feeds it back to the points. Going to be swung back there. Good pressure being distributed that time by Zarilli. Nolan Town all up against his man Castura. And Drexel has to start from their own end once again, but they move past the zone quickly and back in they come. Trying to get a hold of it there. Lindvall. Nakagawa knocking his man to the ice, McGinley. And it's further knocked out of harm's way for another clear. Half a minute to go here on the first power play for Drexel. Jimmy Jacobs. Pardon me, Evan Mudrick, number 20. Mudrick almost evading damage as he goes off sides.
Drexel only with those 2 shots on goal that were easily shot to the side of the net, and not much else there. Stony Brook able to really keep their calm here on this penalty kill here. And hopefully they can make a turn here as they are almost done killing it off.
But how quickly will they stay calm as this power play is about to expire soon, Trevor?
Well, we'll see.
Ooh, and Leibold got a stick under his man. Luckily was able to not get a penalty on that one.
Oh, he got that one.
Yes, second.
Well, hold on. Arm was up, but I think it was just a pedestrian high stick on the puck, not a high stick on the man. So,
okay, so Stony Brook, fortunately, it looked like Leibold definitely got away with one. He got the stick under his man, Mudrick. And Drexel University unsuccessful on the man advantage. Back to 5 aside as this one is swung across and sent right back in by the Seawolves. Molfetto giving chase. Garth Swanson trying to target his man as Leibold throws the hammer. Whoa!
That's a big elbow there
yes,
and a hand pass.
Yes, it was. Garth Swanson and it does not appear they are going to call a penalty against Drexel.
Just the hand pass. We're keeping things moving tonight.
And immediately after Swanson was knocked to the ice, sportsmanship was showed by Hoover, and there's multiple chances being denied there by Nocerino. Drexel surviving for the time being as Vess controls it behind the goal. Vess, now Molfetto. Feeds it up ahead. Leibold couldn't spike that one in deep. Was able to get it in deep. So he heads to the bench. Meanwhile, the Seawolves take aim once more. Cirilli was charging up ahead in front. As they continue the battle away for it. No one able to put it home. Kowalski sends it across. Larson from a tough angle. That one just gets a piece of a man in front as Kowalski is able to keep it alive again. That one squirted off a leg in front. Cirilli taking over, bringing it back to the point. Kowalski again with a lane and a save made by Nocerino. Shots tied apiece. 2 each. Kowalski firing again, another save by Nocerino. Cirilli working. Spins it down low, can't connect with his man, Minerva, as the Seawolves trek back and regather the possession.
Best scoring opportunities of the game so far for the Seawolves as they're able to set the puck and slow it down in the Drexel zone.
Castora not slowing down his momentum. As he steals it away from Nakagawa. The Dragons working in the zone. Another chance in front developing. Pushed wide. Monsivai might have gotten a stick on that one.
We'll give it to him. He definitely got his body on it.
Rebound pushed aside on the shot by Castora. A round of applause for Ben Monsivai from his team. Castora over the net it goes, but it stays in play. Matt Harris deals it back to the point. Harris couldn't get the return possession there. Castora is able to find it along the half wall.
Stony Brook definitely in trouble here in their own zone here, unable to get possession of the puck.
Stony Brook still having some difficulty getting a hold of the possession as Drexel tries to set up another big opportunity. Here's a chance, missing wide of the blocker of Monsivai. The captain at the top, fans on the shot.
It's almost like a penalty kill here.
And Stony Brook does their parts.
Not quite.
No. Save Monsivai off the stick and out of play. Ben
wisely
Monsivai.
puts it out.
Yes.
Yeah, Stony Brook able to complete the change here and get a fresh set of legs there. That looked like a complete mismatch.
And how do you get out of a situation like that?
You got to have veteran goaltenders that know what to do with the puck.
Well, Ben Monsivai may not be a veteran just yet, but he sure did look like one just a few moments ago with that superb stick save.
Just knowing what to do with the puck. You see your team, you got to get a whistle.
Malik, and now De Palma. Here's Town, feeding it across Critelli. New man in the lineup, stepping in for Joey Trezera. Malik scores! He's a red-hot man, and he has brought it on to the island.
That's 4 in a row if you don't count empty netters for Stony Brook.
Hat trick in Niagara, and the game's first goal in Hauppauge, New York here on Thursday nights.
And this one is a good, I wish we had replay here to show you right place, right time, getting yourself set up to take the shot. He just puts himself right in the slot there. He's completely undefended and he's just able to rip it.
Seawolves answering the bell first. And Malik's first line promotion continues to pays dividends here tonight. After the astounding performance on the road in Niagara, the trend has continued here on the islands. He picks up another big goal. Malik again finding himself in front as Minerva drove hard to the net that time. There is coverage there that time, Trevor, on Malik.
It doesn't take much of a scouting report to look at a score sheet and say, hey, that guy got a hat trick in his last game. He might be a little bit of a hot player. Let's keep an eye on him. And well, what do you see? He's the first one to put it in tonight.
Matsavai again holding his zone. He made the initial pad save against Jimmy Jacobs as Liebold roughs up his man against the board. Scarf Swanson moving into the pitcher trying to get a hold of it. Liebold throws the body against Jacobs, but it stays in the zone. Another chance. Matsavai with another save.
Now Matsavai tracked that one down for number 6 of the game. Drexel gets a change here.
Still noticing some of that difficulty. Malfetto. Trevor, I was about to mention before, we're still seeing some of that difficulty from Stony Brook exiting the zone and Drexel on their tails. Even though they're up 1-0. Here's Larson and Kowalski playing catch in the back end. That one deflects off a stick and goes into the end boards. Malfetto on the hunt. Liebold throwing the reverse check against his man McGinley. And back through center comes Drexel.
And they had a 3-on-2 and just abandoned it.
They did. I don't know what that was about.
Actually, it was a 4-on-2, but obviously you want to get the line change, but might have been a missed opportunity.
Who knows if there are some tired boys out there, Trevor.
It could be, could be.
Drive and gets a piece of Matsavai, and another save again by Matsavai. I'll tell you what, he has been all over the place in these recent sequences. And it's only been his first game this season. Here is Zorelli. Pedaling ahead, but can't connect with his man across, which was Gallo, as this one is softly flipped in deep. Ooh, heavy body collision there. Stony Brook tries to counteract the other way. Jesse Edwards, who scored against Niagara on Sunday. Fast drilled to the ice as he got the shot off. And stopped by Nocerino.
Big save there and a big check there that was fended off there.
How about Ben Matsavai, Trevor? He is holding his own so far in goal.
So far, yes. And we're only talking about the past here. We don't talk about the future.
I know, I have a hard time staying in the present.
I will say, very happy with the performance so far. He's started to settle in, and I like to see him continue to get comfortable in the crease there and start making some plays there in the defensive zone.
10 minutes gone by, and Stony Brook still holds the lead here on the goal by Malik. Drexel remaining in the zone as Stony Brook collides against some of their players, and that chance nullified. Another rebound opportunity and another denial by Monsivai. Worked again at the top. Kozitsky. Back to the point, sent in front, but cut off there that time by Kowalski. And Nakagawa had Pepe springing ahead. Here's Hoover in the zone with a chance. It trickles off a stick and goes wide. Back in front, Monsivai shuts the door. Critelli picks up the possession. Wallen sauce ahead, just missing the stick of Minerva, but it found the stick of Pepe, who drops it to Minerva. Matt Minerva, Pepe, they can't connect there, and this leads to an off-man chance for Drexel that's quickly mitigated by the Seawolves. And no offsides. Matt Minerva dangling into the goal, and he's stopped by No Sereno. Valenti at the top, a kick save. Double denials there by No Sereno. Valenti trying to keep it in the zone. Mal working hard against the boards. Here's Minerva trying to connect and cross. Couldn't. Boris with a big Larson. That one got blocked. Long stretch feed almost connecting onto Minerva. Back in comes Drexel, who lays it in deep, where Larson will try to reset cleanly, or so I thought, as it missed the stick of Minerva, who is in the face of the linesman, offering his displeasure.
Icing is an icing.
Perhaps there was some illegal contact before the icing was called, or a hold or something perhaps. Minerva on the draw again, as this one trickles wide of Monsivai. Valenti sends it across. Up ahead it goes. Malik re-engaging. Christian Malik drops it to Minerva. Minerva backpedaling, getting closer to the net. Now it's Larson handling business along the half wall. Malik banks it up ahead, and Matt Minerva is able to draw the penalty in front. Got a face full of Ian Hoover, and he may have just turned this into a 4-on-4 situation with that retaliatory slash, and we'll just have to see if the officials picked up on that one. And seemingly looks like they did, Trevor.
Yeah, let's see. Yep, it looks like Minerva is going to the box and catching an earful for what he did. Roughing and slashing are the calls. It's at 12:39. We'll play four-side.
I didn't want to make mention of it in the pregame. I held off on it, but that has been the one thing I definitely have paid attention to a lot.
Going into the
season.
playoffs, they gotta focus on just reading the situation.
You can't lose your cool in those type of situations.
But that goes to everybody on the ice. You got to know, like, the ref's arms up. Don't even the situation. Especially when you have passionate guys out there. And a lot of it, that's where it's coming from. It's coming from somebody who's really out there, really passionate about the situation, and they let it get the better of them.
You can't lose your composure in these last two games that count towards league play. You just can't. Lead feed ahead, canceled out by Justin Nakagawa. And here comes Nakagawa. Hip check delivered to stop him by Tyler Black. Mateo Data cruising in the zone, almost stuffing that one on with the backhand. Drexel trying to escape out of harm's way, and here they come with a possible 2-on-1 chance. Breakaway opportunity, score! Adam Lazine buries the equalizer on the backhand. And with 6.5 remaining in the first, we have a tied hockey game.
That's a tough one there. That's just it's a fast break situation, and good move.
A good move, but it definitely looks like Stony Brook could have closed the door on that one, as it
Oh, most certainly.
appeared to start as an odd man rush. And then, as we just saw, Lazine took off, able to get the edge at the corner and pot it home on the backhand. There's a glove save immediately after the goal by Monsivai.
Yeah, Stony Brook definitely needs to be a little more prudent on those situations. When you're playing 4-on-4, obviously your setups are going to be a little bit different, but still got to take care of your defensive zone.
Absolutely, and here they are in their zone.
Plenty of space here to just skate it out.
And that's what Brendan Fess will do. Crossing through center. Edwards. Larson from the top. Oh, it almost squeaked by Nocerino as Fess still parked in front. This will get cleared back to Pepe, who deals it across to Larson. Edwards controlling the situation, can't connect. And here's Burkhan getting a jump on that, but it's quickly negated by Fess. Larson extracts himself from pressure from behind the net, gets in the zone. But the chance is nullified, and Drexel further clears it out of harm's way, back in deep to Stony Brook's territory. Approaching the final 5 minutes here in the first. Malik, the game's first goal. Here's Valenti. Steers it back up ahead to Palma. Belted there, but he stayed on his feet. Here's Malik. Feeds it back in front, but Minerva wasn't there to receive the possession.
This could be icing here, but it's not called.
No, it was not. And this leads to a chance for Drexel. Blocked there off the leg of Minerva. Minerva angles it ahead to Palma. Leading the rush. Malik crisscrossing, and there's a chance that's denied by Nocerino.
Puck sitting there right in the crease, and almost in no man's land, and a Seawolf unable to poke it through the gaping 5-hole there.
Alfredo banks it up ahead. Couldn't do anything there as Jimmy Jacobs now takes Hunt. Here's Mudrick. Mudrick feeds it in front. Can't connect there with Hoover. Ooh! Heavy body check delivered by Malfetto.
He's going to go for a check from behind on that one.
No.
Hooking.
I don't know where the hook came from.
It looked like a cross check, right?
I thought it was something up behind the head. I thought it was arm up. I thought it was arm elbow.
2 minutes knocking the player down.
Yep. Maybe something happened prior to that, and there was.
No, the arm went up right after that hit.
Huh.
Second power play here for Drexel. They're 0 for 1. They got one on the 4-on-4. And they'll get their third power play shot on goal right off the faceoff.
But now here's Stony Brook in the same situation in which they gave up on that 4-on-4 goal, except now with Drexel having all 5 skaters on the ice, Trevor.
The key difference here is Stony Brook knows they're down a man and ice the puck.
That is very true, and now they're just going to have to rely on the special teams penalty kill unit to try to stave off this aggressive forechecking by Drexel. Chance from the top, missing wide there off the stick of Sambuco. Castora, nice sauce across, but it doesn't do the job. And here's Sambuco, or maybe it did. It caught Stony Brook in a line change. Was that by design? I can't really tell or not. Might have
It
just
made the
been
best of a
luck.
bad situation, that's for sure.
Ooh, almost getting a piece there on the centering feed that time was number 18, Tyler Black.
Cedric just having trouble getting it down the ice.
Here is Harris. Harris pinned up against the boards by Kowalski. Castro. Controlling at the top. Feeds it up ahead. The captain can't deliver the job that time. McGinley, another opportunity, tight in front, and it's swallowed up by Monsivai for another draw upcoming.
Monsivai struggled a little bit trying to stop that puck behind the net there. He stops that puck there. Stony Brook's able to turn that around and get it out of the zone much faster. But overall, though, he's been doing a pretty good job managing the crease, managing the puck in front of him.
And it doesn't appear his confidence level has declined even after the goal he allowed.
You learn very quick as a goaltender. Goals happen.
That's true. I mean, I wouldn't know that. I didn't play goalie.
I haven't either, but I've had a lot of goalie friends, and you gotta let them roll off.
Fair point. As this one rolls around the wall, Mateo Data able to take over and spring it out of harm's way for another big clear. And this should do it for the rest of the penalty kill for Stony Brook. And Drexel, 0 for 2 on power plays tonight. Although, as you alluded to before, they did get the goal on the 4-on-4 situation.
Let's see if Stony Brook can convert that kill into some forward momentum as we get into the last minute 40.
Even strength with 1:40 to go. Mateo Data able to twist it up ahead. Here's Malfetto into Palma. Staying on side here. Malfetto.
I don't know about that one.
Monsivai with a sauce out of harm's way. Ooh, Swanson looked like he was going to clobber his man as Weibold knocked it out of play, and nothing happens afterwards.
Just missed the glass on that one. I feel like they extended when they redid the rinks here, they extended the benches out a little bit more. They used to be a little tighter. Either that or I'm misremembering, but
No,
definitely.
I definitely know what you're saying because I back
Because that puck before the renovation was hitting the glass.
Yes. Because during the fall, I played men's league, and I definitely noticed a lot of differences from where I sat during high school hockey and my adult days. So here's Fess. And Malfetto with 1 minute to go here. Garth Swanson spikes it up ahead. Almost gets his own rebound there.
Oh!
Yikes. Thomas Liebold
I don't know about that one.
assessed an elbowing penalty, and one could say a controversial call.
I thought he led with the shoulder on that one, but referee Carmine Vetrano with the better look at it says otherwise. Stony Brook coach is having an absolute issue with this one, and Sandos is not giving it to him.
And Stony Brook back to right where they were before, having to kill off another penalty. This is the third power play of the night for Drexel. Chance glove save and immediately covered up by Monsivai.
Shot on goal number 16 of the period. And if you're Stony Brook here, you're looking at 6 minutes of play here that we're stuck in your own end because of penalties.
Kicked back to the point, but couldn't be kept in there that time. But here comes Drexel moving back in. Harris. Castro. Unloads. Scores. Nick
Ripper there.
Castro. Big blast from the top. And Drexel scores on the power play.
Finally converts on a power play here. Stony Brook coaching staff not happy at all. They want an explanation. They're not going to get one. And honestly, I think we got a referee crew here that's coming in here on a Thursday night looking to go home. I don't think they're here to give lip service to anybody tonight.
Jokes aside, 34 points tallied in total this season for Nick Castora. Team high for Drexel as he picks up his 13th goal of the season. Tyler Black picking up the assist on the goal by Castora. And here's Nakagawa. Wrist shot and all denied by Osorino, and some pushing and shoving.
Chris Garofalo here just gets himself a bench minor for yelling at the referee, and I'll be honest, the referees here had some pretty controversial calls this first period between the missed offsides, the pretty suspect penalty calls. I'll be honest, I heard some rumblings that we weren't too happy with the crew assigned to this game, let's say the least. But as for Stony Brook here, they gotta get their head above the referees. They're not playing the Stripes tonight. The Stripes are gonna hurt them tonight, but unfortunately for them, they gotta beat Drexel, who's currently leading 2-1 here. They have had 3 power plays. They were able to convert on 1. And Stony Brook has to. They threw away a power play opportunity, so
they did.
They gotta just focus on what will make them win, and not focus on the problems.
I hate to point out one thing specifically, but I feel like the retaliatory slash by Matt Minerva was the turning point of that period. Had he not retaliated, this snowball effect probably would not have happened, because it turned into what would have been a power play, turns into a 4-on-4. There's the goal, the momentum switches over, and then boom, constant power play opportunities.
Well, if you want to count the 4-on-4 as special teams play, you're talking about 8 minutes out of 20 where you've got special teams on the ice, and you're not able to just roll your lines like normal. It's going to be a tough second period for the Seawolves if they continue on this path, but if they can shift gears, then I think they'll be in good shape to start the second period on the right foot.
But despite the score that stands, Ben Monsivais has been head to toes, putting up a great debut at the moment, one could say.
Absolutely, and it's the most you could ask for, was 17 shots on goal against. They haven't been making it easy, that's for sure. But we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes here for the second period of play here on Stony Brook Hockey on YouTube.
At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a groundbreaking procedure that restores the ability to eat so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
And we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen. Second period about to begin momentarily. Mike Calandra, Trevor Magnani, back and ready to bring you more coverage of this matchup between the Stony Brook University Seawolves and the Drexel University Dragons. Drexel leading 2-1. They picked up a late period power play goal courtesy of Nick Castera. But despite the goals, Ben Monsivais has been performing quite well in goal for his debut with the Seawolves, stopping 17 shots on 19 goals, 19 shots faced.
The diplomats are in play here as Stony Brook is trying to get any and all referees' ears here to try to get some answers for the coaching staff here. As Stony Brook will start this period on the penalty kill due to the shenanigans after the first.
You can definitely sense there's a different type of, I would say, dissipated energy for this second period.
I hope they come out with the fire of Coach Garofalo, because that would be great.
The fact that the team was already on the ice and there was no music playing shows that there must have been some type of speech that signifying that this team is fed up. And they're trying to rewrite the wrong here.
It might have just been a missed music cue.
Or that too. I just think it's the way the
We're trying to find some significance in the error.
Exactly. Here's Castera. Almost handling business there. Stony Brook able to thwart off the opportunity as Drexel works the puck around in the neutral zone. Anton Kozitsky. Back to Harris. Harris slowly delivers it down low to Tyler Black, who feeds it back to the point. That one kept alive somehow from his stomach to his knees, no less, by
Pulls a
Sambuco.
dolphin dive.
Like
brilliant maneuver.
Like a fish out of water.
He was playing the Call of Duty free weekend.
Quick line changes ensuing for both squads as it really tries to get Castera caught on his heels right there. Might have done just that as Nakagawa now takes over before it's quickly taken back by the captain, McGinley. Patrick McGinley drops it back, and here is Burkhan. Moving in quickly, and it's stopped there by Monsivais, who holds up.
36 seconds left to go here. Interestingly, we've got Minerva serving the penalty here in the box. Maybe they're looking to spring him out of the box for an opportunity here. We'll go in 36 seconds.
He's got the speed, that is for sure. When the opportunity presents itself, he definitely comes knocking when that time happens.
Although some good pressure here from the Seawolves on the PK here.
An obvious message is being sent as they perhaps are not in favor of the bench minor call.
Well, nobody was happy about it, but they got to deal with it. Speaking of which, we're almost done.
They're doing their part there. Job well done. That is another penalty killed off successfully, and right as Minerva just came out of the box, that speed was almost.
Minerva almost was able to get the puck there.
Backhand try, rebound. Oh! An amazing stop there by Ryan Nocerino.
And Nocerino with an absolute gem there.
That one had a 2-2 equalizer written all over it, and Nocerino would have none of it. Minerva throwing the body again. This one is banked off the boards. Kozitsky right there. Can't connect with Sambuco. Sambuco still on the hunt. He turns it over to Matt Minerva.
3-on-2. Potential
Here
4-on-2.
comes the cavalry. Minerva. Malik sent it wide.
And the net has popped off, and we'll bring this one all the way back to the Drexel zone.
So the hidden strategy did not pay off there for Drexel. Felt the pressure coming and tried to take the easy way out.
Well, they thought they were going to get away with that as the puck was already out of the zone, but Carmen Vetrano blows the play dead. First big opportunity of the period for the Seawolves.
Fess at the point. Minerva sends it wildly around the wall, rushing over to keep it alive. Valenti, who sends it back down low to Palma. Here's Malik to help out, almost connecting there in front, but Minerva wasn't to be found. Back on the ice comes the captain, Nick Zarilli. This one is lofted in deep, all the way deep for icing.
Just a little too much there.
And that's going to put some of the tired Seawolves in a precarious position as Christian Malik is signaled back to the ice from the head official. Shots 18-13, Drexel. Castora can't win the draw that time as it's sent over by Valenti to Fess, who then puts it up ahead, missing the stick of Malik, and will do it again. Icing.
Somehow bounced over his stick. Incredible.
Just some things not going the Seawolves' way here tonight. Actually, there's a lot of things.
It's been a weird night so far. We're playing hockey on a Thursday. This one is an icing.
And it does not get called, surprisingly.
Well, Stony Brook was ahead on that puck, so it wasn't getting called.
Good on Zarilli. As Valenti and company tries to hold off the attacking Dragons. They do their part at clearing it out of the zone. It's worked back to the point by Collins. Oh, friendly fire there between Tyler Black and the defenseman for the Dragons. Bam!
Big open ice check there. We saw one of those get called in the first period.
Michael Rocco sent to the ice. Rocco trying to get a hold of the possession as Stony Brook puts pressure on the Dragons before Drexel tries to work it out through center. Get it back in Stony Brook's zone. Burkhan returns to the ice. Lead feet ahead, Justin Nakagawa. Backhand try.
He scores.
Score!
And Nakagawa's going to get one and the power play afterwards.
Absolute brilliance. Did you have any doubt, Trevor?
I had a little, but then I realized we're talking about Nakagawa here on a pseudo breakaway here, and that's going to knock this game at 2, and Stony Brook will finally get their power play.
We've seen this before from Nakagawa, that tantalizing offensive speed he presents and the ability to slam on the brakes, go from sub 15, 20 miles per hour to 0, and just masterful work there.
Yeah, plus being able to do it all while getting hung onto with the hook there.
No less, while falling to the ice. Able to pot it home and knot this hockey game up at 2. Minerva around the wall. And this power play is brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. Score! That's 2 for Nick Castora. 1 on the power play and 1 on the penalty kill for Drexel. It is 3-2.
And Stony Brook has that's a head scratcher. That's not doing your job. That's not getting the puck deep and letting Drexel get a good read and a good jump and not being able to catch him.
That's the perfect time to ask the question, where was everyone on that one?
Thinking about goals, not taking care of business at home.
So what once was a tied hockey game again has now turned back into Drexel holding the lead.
That's 2 goals under 30 seconds here in the second.
We're flying out of the gates here in the second period.
Stony Brook finally getting some pressure here and getting the power play set up.
Pepe. Mancini from the top. Big chance and swallowed up by No Sereno as it popped quickly out for a moment.
This is what Stony Brook was trying to do. They were trying to get the puck deep and get things set up, but Drexel was able to read the break-in and turn that into a breakaway going the other way.
Now you gotta be cognizant to not make that same mistake here as they have the puck at the point. Data. Feeds it across. Fess. Back to Mancini. Mancini trading spots with Data. Mateo Data. Takes it back down. Deals it back down low. Pepe playing catch with Fess.
Stony Brook all on the perimeter. Nobody in front of the net.
Fess at the point. One-timer. Mancini in front. Score! Jesse Edwards bangs it home. Tied at 3.
And just as I said that, Stony Brook moving the puck around, getting Drexel to move, opening up the opportunity, and then suddenly crashing 3 guys to the net.
A ping pong ball, or a pinball-like effect taking place there that time as Edwards finds himself in the perfect position.
I gotta say, that was a clever setup. You get Drexel to think you're worried about perimeter, and then the signal happens and suddenly everybody's in front of the net.
Now this is the part where you can't change your focus to something else. And you gotta defend, not make any mistakes. Slap shot blocked off the leg that time of Critelli, and he is oozing in pain and being helped to the bench by the head official. We get a skirmish in the zone.
You say he was hit, or what happened to him? Did you see?
Critelli.
Yeah, did you see what
Oh, he
happened?
blocked the slap shot.
Ah.
He took a slap shot point blank range, and perhaps that is what the skirmish was all about. But that could just be on me speculating. Because I was more so paying attention to if Critelli was going to get to the bench under his own power. But nevertheless, he was assisted, and there's a big chance missing there that time. Anton Kozitsky trying to switch gears and create a big opportunity for the Dragons to get back out in front. The two teams have traded goals minute by minute here in the seconds. Stony Brook has yet to get back in the lead since they scored the opening goal courtesy of Malik. So that one fired wide off the stick of Sambuco. Watch out on the far side, Sambuco almost in the same position that Edwards was in, where he got the puck off the boards. Now here come the Seawolves in the zone. Malfetto to the net, score!
And that's 2 where Stony Brook has just danced it in right through the goaltender.
Eddie Malfetto, the former Smithtown Hauppauge Bull, does it again on home ice.
And Stony Brook is all jazzed up. The fans at the stands on their feet. And we might have an injured Dragon here in the form of the goaltender.
His first as a Seawolf here at the rinks. 1 year after his older brother stopped playing for the Seawolves.
So it looks like
upon graduating.
goaltender is okay, and we're going to get right back to the action. Stony Brook with that goal knots the shots up at 19 each.
That was quite the effort there by Malfetto. And here's Matt Minerva almost dangling around his man, and he takes liberties afterwards against Burkon as Castra has a hat trick in sight. One of the more peculiar hat trick opportunities here. He scored even strength, shorthand. No, he scored on a power play, shorthanded. Has yet to score even strength. Stony Brook trying to do everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen. Is that one spun wide off the stick of Castora.
A short angle shot there. I don't even know if it got a piece of him.
Matt Minerva able to plow through, and he gets tripped up, drawing the penalty in the process. Don't do anything afterwards. Just skate away.
They got the penalty. Just go to the bench.
I think Stony Brook is remembering the last time where things kind of took a rampant turn. They made sure Minerva just stayed away from doing anything else.
Well, Stony Brook here, they find themselves on another Stony Brook Orthopedics power play, hopefully not letting one up in the interim.
Ooh, Mancini falls, but stays with the possession before getting it down low. Matteo Data. Mancini. Data, one-timer. Fired wide. Vess.
Take a look at this power play here. You're going to see Stony Brook is just going to keep guys to the perimeter until they're ready to shoot. Then they're going to crash the net.
Perhaps the same strategy that resulted in the goal by Jesse Edwards could take shape once again. Doesn't happen there. Mancini staying with it, though. Juking away from pressure. Feeds it down low. Pepe playing it off the boards. Pepe back to the point. Fess. Head fake. Mancini. Delaying. Mancini. Fess. Those two playing catch. Mancini from the top. Kick save. No Sereno rebound. Double denials. No Sereno.
Great saves there.
Justin Nakagawa flying back in the zone. Feeds it across. Can't connect there that time. Minerva almost pulled the trigger. Lead feet ahead. Nick Castora for the hat trick. Save Monsivai!
And that one just trickled wide of the post by a few inches.
Ben Monsivai standing tall.
You could hear the collective sigh of relief from the stands. Stony Brook living really dangerously on this power play.
Yes, they are. Intercepted again. Ooh, collision, no penalty. Matt Minerva, wide of the net. Actually, over the net.
Was looking top cheddar and just missed here.
The field goal was good, but Stony Brook almost getting another opportunity. That's quickly diffused before Castora gets it again. Can't get the shot off there. And we get another whistle.
Hand pass is the call.
And a wild few minutes of hockey.
I saw the reaction from the Stony Brook bench. The expression of, "You gotta be kidding me."
I'm sure there were a few expletives with that kidding me. Malik with a dump off the boards, and it'll be touched up for icing. Little over 9 minutes left in the second period. Stony Brook taking over in shots on goal, 23-20.
Slowly but surely, the engines are firing up for the Seawolves. It's just they gotta correct the misfires.
It's always a high-scoring, close affair when these two teams get together on one island. We saw it last year with Drexel beating the Seawolves in a 10-round shootout marathon. Here's Hoover. Spins it up ahead, but it gets deflected off the glove of Zarilli, slowing down the momentum, or so I thought, of Drexel as Tyler Black stays on the gas. Jimmy Jacobs trying to put himself in a good position. Can't do it there. Rebound front. How did that one stay out?
I have no clue. But that'll be icing, and Drexel is going to have a great opportunity here. And if I'm Stony Brook here, I'm thinking about hitting that timeout.
I want to say that was Ben Monsivai who got a piece of that, but I honestly do not know. There was a whole bunch of bodies crammed up in front of the net. And we get
Sandos here giving a talking to the bench here. Linesman dragging away, saying it's not worth it.
I've seen more activity between Sando and Chris Garofalo than I've seen with any of these players on the ice.
It is clear that is the sub-story of this game.
That one gets a piece of Monsivai there. Sambuco in front, almost connecting there with a quiet Genovese as Jesse Edwards springs up ahead. Jesse Edwards dangling through his legs. Spiels it back in front, almost connecting that time with Malfetto. And here's a possible 2-on-1 chance. Save Monsivai with a left leg kick. Some sweet chin music. Another chance. Couldn't be stuffed home by the Dragons as Garth Swanson gives chase. Almost stealing it away there. Kozetsky again. Fires blocked by Valenti. Valenti able to knock it off the boards, but can't get it out of the zone.
Physicality picking up big time now.
You are telling me as Sambuco just... I wonder if that's... I
don't think we're calling that one tonight.
Okay. Because that was a clear...
Swanson just sitting down asking, so we're calling that, right?
That was
no?
That was a clear horse collar if I've seen one in any day. But it's obviously not on this day.
I think that you're going to see this game get a lot rowdier here as we approach the end of the second and into the third, especially as it's still very close.
Well, that's not going to help.
And that is
oh boy,
the clearest of day interference penalty.
Mateo Data driving hard to the net but can't finish. However, Stony Brook will go back to the power play and things continuing the trend downward for Drexel. Adam Lazine, one of the game's goal scorers, in the penalty box for 2 minutes.
Interference is the call.
This power play opportunity is brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. Shots 24-23, Stony Brook, and there goes the power play. And his stick as well. He returns it to Andrew Mancini. And it's back to 4-on-4.
Stony Brook has been beat up on the blue line so many times.
That is
in a way, I'm almost okay with them taking the penalty there instead of giving up the breakaway.
Yes.
It's not great either way.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think this might be the better of two situations, though.
That's a tough one, though.
It's a tough one.
So 4-on-4, that immediately negates the ensuing power play that would have been for Stony Brook. And here's Nakagawa. Fess, taking aim, save. No, Sereno.
Stony Brook has to be aware. They're 4-on-4, so they're not down a man, they're not up a man. Drexel's going to be aggressive.
It's the part where you don't want to make any same mistakes. Nakagawa back in the zone. Nakagawa trying to dip and dive through pressure, and he falls to the ice. Like a one-man show out there. This one gets played over by Hoover. Hoover fires wide of the glove hand of Monsivai. Castera sends it across. Hoover gains the possession again. Flipped ahead. Vessel most putting in a dangerous spot that time. Cirilli walking through the zone. Minerva one-timer blasted wide.
Didn't quite get all of it there, but Stony Brook still in the zone.
Minerva left down in front. Going for the between the legs trick.
I don't know what the attempt there was, but
I like the theatrics, but maybe not the time, especially when you're up by only a goal.
I mean, you got to get creative sometimes.
That's
But
true.
maybe not the place for it.
It was a good effort, nonetheless.
I love, like I said, love the thought process here. Is Stony Brook is now down a man for 5 seconds.
Here comes Larson. Save. Or was that blocked by Hoover? Either way, it did the part to kill off the rest of the power play that would have been for Stony Brook.
Yeah, Stony Brook here trying to get reset here.
Liebold in town. Back across, Larson. Town. Wow. Thought Town was going to get driven into the boards there, so. Ooh. And we got a wrestling. We got some wrestling in the corner.
Alrighty.
Carver and Molfetto immediately separated. No punches exchanged.
I think this will be another. It's looking like another Stony Brook power play here. Drexel hits the box. Yeah, what was a very disciplined first period for Drexel is slowly but surely turned into penalty nightmare hell for them.
We talked about Stony Brook not wanting to. We talked about Stony Brook not falling into the trap of Drexel's mind games, but it's the other way around. As
I just don't even think it's that. I think it's just you look at the penalties Drexel's taking. They're taking penalties because they're getting beat. They're trying to hold guys up.
It's safe to say Stony Brook is in Drexel's head. We talked about Drexel getting in Stony Brook's head. That's not the case anymore.
Definitely a shift in mentality this period for the Seals for sure. Just that they gotta keep it clear in the power play, and then I think they'll be in great shape.
Another power play brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. As Mateo Data sends it back to the point. Mancini drifting over, firing, save. Crowd gathers in front, but nothing comes out of it except a face clear by Stony Brook. Edwards, keep it in the zone there. Castera.
You definitely see Stony Brook is being more defensive-minded in the zone now.
Pepe, curl and drag, wide of the net.
Off the post.
Very close indeed. He sends it across. Minerva looking. In front. Far side chance. Pepe can't finish the job. It's popped up a high and knocked down with the glove hand by one of Drexel's players as Larson feeds it down low. Minerva gives it back to Larson. Larson drifting over. Takes the drive. Minerva flips it back to Larson. Larson Mateo Data can't get it back to Minerva.
Bit of a forced pass there, and Drexel unable to punish Stony Brook on that. And they're only able to get a couple of their players off.
I would say they got the whole team off that time. And Nick Pastora, who's 2 goals for Drexel. 2 important goals, one could say. Right now, it's Stony Brook who has the lead.
Even up with 2.5 to go in the second.
Valenti. And here's Jimmy Jacobs trying to charge up the other way. Stony Brook's putting a stop to that. As we approach the final 2 minutes here in the second period. In a period that has saw the eyes turn ever so dramatically for Stony Brook's favor.
The phrase "cooler heads prevail" couldn't have put more to this period. You saw Stony Brook calm it down and get it together. And
how about that by Teddy Valenti? The awareness to pull back as he saw Swanson still in the zone. Valenti had the speed, and when he
just took it sideways to prevent the offsides there.
That's right.
As, we got a delayed penalty here on the Stony Brook side here.
And there goes the clean
Too many
streak.
men on the ice, it looks like. So
the clean streak for the Seawolves ends just like that on a penalty like that.
Too many men on the ice. So.
Period began with a bench minor, and perhaps it's going to end with a penalty that will be served by another player, as it was served by Matt Minerva in the beginning on a different penalty. Thomas Liebold will get the rights to sit for 2 minutes.
All right, minute 24. The back end of the power play to start the third.
Long distance trigger denied there by Monsivai, who has been awfully quiet ever since Stony Brook took over here in the second. Point blank range, and Ben Monsivai wouldn't bite on it.
Change up some components here, and we'll face it off to the left. And Nakagawa jumped the face off there.
Harris wins it back to the point. Sambuco keeping it alive. Final minute of play has been reached. It pops around the front. Monsivai again with another save. He is padding his stats.
And pass.
And we'll have another draw here in the zone.
No, we'll take it outside.
No, away from the zone. Just a little away from the zone.
Pull it just outside. Late change denied there for Stony Brook.
That was Nolan Town, who was leaning over the boards, ready to hop on the ice. Another clear made by the Seawolves. Larson returns to the playing surface. Final 25 seconds here in the second. Castro sends it around the wall. Harris has pressure from behind, courtesy of Nakagawa. Harris, curl and drag shot by Monsivai. Popped back. Sambuco one off the post. May have been the crossbar. And that will do it for 2. Stony Brook leads 4-3 after trailing 2-1 in the first period. What a second period for the Seawolves, Trevor.
What a period indeed. They made the adjustments they needed to make. They cooled off, not as icy, but they still had the intensity. So they took that intensity that was in Chris Garofalo's voice and turned it into 3 goals. Not only that, but they were much calmer. They didn't get into after whistle shenanigans, or they didn't take any retaliatory penalties. So I think overall, a lot of the issues they had in the first period, they solved them, and that's good.
But now you have 20 minutes of hockey left to go, and a lot of time for Drexel to
20
change
minutes
the
left.
narrative.
You're on the penalty kill. Not only that, but this game is only a 1-goal game. So
But for Stony Brook, how do you avoid from being complacent? I'm going to use a word that Chris Garofalo once told me in a game interview, even was part of this whole program. Complacency. A big thing that has been a big part in some of these close games that went down as wins for the Seawolves programs over the years. How do you avoid that from happening in this next 20 minutes?
you put your head down, you play some good old lunch pail hockey.
Couldn't have said it better than that, my friends. Third period around the corner. 10.5 to go here in intermission, and we'll see you then, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Stony Brook Seawolves Hockey, streaming on YouTube. And we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen. Third period about to start any moment from now as Stony Brook leads 4-3 after a dominating second period. And Trevor, I noticed you had a late before third period pregame chat with
chat with Coach Garofalo, mostly talking about the playoff picture. Because we noticed the pregame NYU had no points. I wanted to kind of bring some clarification, bring that full circle.
Mm-hmm.
And because NYU is suspended from the league this season, their games do not count for ranking.
There was a majority of games that were canceled that led to them being put on probation by the league itself.
So mystery solved there. So if we do take a look at the standings, each team has to play 12 games. So Stony Brook this is their last season games. They can have a maximum of 14 points. Everyone else is in action with the potential of scoring some additional points here. So it's just going to be a matter of where Stony Brook lands. Will Delaware get 4 points and leapfrog to second place? Will URI score 2 wins and cement their second place? We'll know at the end of the weekend. But at the end of the day here, Stony Brook is going to go to playoffs. It's just going to be a matter of where they land. Absolutely. Odds are they will be playing in the play-in side of things. So they'll probably be playing in the 3, 4, 5, 6 realm, which then the winners of those play in the semis, and then
so depending on the result of this matchup, these two teams could get reacquainted once again in a couple of weeks.
Most certainly. So if Drexel wins tonight, that puts them to 12 points and ties them with Stony Brook. Then it goes to tiebreakers, which I think head-to-head might be the first tiebreaker. Don't know for sure. Oh, wait. Yes. Wins in ESCHL conference games, then head-to-head, then goal differential as we get underway in the third.
And it's important to note Drexel has that one victory in head-to-head play this season over Stony Brook.
So they would be tied. It wouldn't matter if Stony Brook wins tonight because they'd have the points advantage. So we know at the very least Stony Brook would be at worst 5th.
Here's Data and Nakagawa. Short-handed chance here. Oh, glorious pad save by Ryan Nocerino.
That might be the save of the night there. Just shuts the door on a short-handed opportunity for the insurance goal.
Now is that what is needed for Drexel to change the tides here?
Sometimes a big save can be a shift in momentum, but Stony Brook here is looking to break out and shut that idea down.
Devin Pepe with the trigger pull that got blocked. Stony Brook with new reinforcements on the ice. This one is skipped back in deep by the Dragons. Stony Brook counteracting the other way to Palma. Firing, save Nocerino. Shots 30-27, Stony Brook. Minerva crashing in the corner. Here's the Palma. Everyone's starting to mix up down low. Minerva scores! 15th on the year for Matt Minerva.
And Minerva puts that critical insurance goal in.
He's been in the spotlight for most of this matchup for the wrong reasons, but right now that can get all erased for the time being as Stony Brook jumps to a 5-3 lead.
And he's grinning ear to ear after putting that one away as he gets the center ice for the face-off.
The celebration can be a signal of sigh of relief, and thank heavens.
Stony Brook definitely coming out this period a lot more in tune than in the previous periods.
Cough up behind the goal. Matsavai couldn't cover it up, but he was able to make the save. Stony Brook in their zone. Malik. Nolan Town. Mancini. taking off out of the zone through center. Back in he comes, Andrew Mancini with a shot that goes wide off a stick in front. It's played wildly off the boards. Rushing over to keep it in the zone was Fess.
Fess there looking to try to make a shot off that opportunity, but unfortunately turns into a bit of a turnover.
Jimmy Jacobs, no cigar as Monsivai covers it up in the glove hands.
And I'll chalk that up for save number 25 on the evening. Had a very rough first period. Lots of shots on goal and not a lot of help in front of him as Stony Brook came out just a little bit flat to start the game.
Whatever was said in that locker room before the second period has paid off major dividends.
Definitely a case study for sure for this team to see how to turn things around, because second period came around and it looked like a different team. Focused, more on the ball, and just ready to play hockey instead of the ticky-tack slashing and stuff after the whistle game.
Here's Valenti and Fess at the top. That is a good observation you have right there. Ticky-tack, best way to describe.
That's a great back-checking effort there.
What Stony Brook has been trying to avoid. And here they are right now, playing in a comfortable spot, up 5-3. Entered this period 4-3 before the Minerva goal was capitalized on. And here is Larson from the top, kick save, no Sereno. Castora, watch out here. 2 goals under his belt. Nick Castora, backhand feed, wouldn't go. The defense for Stony Brook, an admirable job to put a stop there as Nakagawa couldn't dance his way to an opportunity that time. McGinley, quiet all night, has yet to appear on the score sheet for Drexel. Here's McGinley, centers in, score! Hat trick, Nick Castora.
And that one puts this one closer to being a game.
One of the more unusual and rare hat tricks, as Castora has scored on the power play, on the penalty kill, now at even strength.
Dangerous at all facets of the game, and that's a player you want to keep on your team.
It's no surprise he leads this team in all score, and it's now a 1-goal contest once again.
It's been a very back-and-forth game.
And this is the parts where I emphasized on during intermission. Can't get complacent. Malfetto in front. Denied by No Sereno.
And right away, Center comes back with a quick shift and a good scoring opportunity.
Little almost 5 minutes gone by here in the third period. Mancini swings it across. Town plays it off the boards. Swanson, now Liebold coming into the mix with Malfetto in tow. Malfetto losing sight of the possession. Now he takes aim at his man. Malfetto spikes it around the wall. Swanson moves into a new location to try to gather that possession, but to no avail. Mancini on the hunt still against Drexel. Malfetto. Tyler Black able to peel away from pressure before sending that one all the way up ahead. Collins giving chase. Pardon me, that was Genovese that gave chase there. Zitsky and Drexel University set cleanly as Stony Brook changes the lines once again. Fess slaps it up ahead. Matt Minerva couldn't settle the feed that time as Tyler Black works it in the zone. Feeds it across. It's quickly turned over as Malik descends to the ice. Matt Minerva! Heavy body check delivered on Mudrick. But Mudrick was able to get on his feet quickly, and that led to a chance for Jacobs that misses. Carter couldn't get a clean opportunity off as Stony Brook tries to escape from their own ends and try to get back into enemy territory. Here's Malik. Christian Malik going around the wall, around the cage, I should say. Now we get a penalty, and it's going to go against Stony Brook just by the stick. Or is this? No, yes, it is.
I don't know who's going.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Someone's going.
I don't know who's going.
Well, Matt Minerva's serving the penalty, and by the looks of who's on the board for the...
we got...
and Monsivai.
Monsivai.
Perhaps he got a stick in on one of Drexel's players and made contact.
Maybe.
Tyler Black feeds it back to the point. Sambuco fires over the net. Rebounds! Sliding back into position to close the door. Monsivai, who then repairs the net. Sambuco re-engaging. Can't connect there with Tyler Black. Black able to fight off the attack. It back over to Harris, who gets a shot off that's stopped by Monsivai. Rebounds. That one couldn't be picked up by Castora, who's being swarmed by multiple Seawolves players. Now he dances around Pepe, gets back in the zone with a chance. Glove save, rebound! Oh my goodness! It stayed out! Ben Monsivai with a glorious glove swipe off the goal line.
Incredible. If you're Drexel, you're looking back at that one and saying, well, that was it. That was the game right there. If the Stony Brook Seawolves end up winning by 1 or with an empty netter, that'll be the moment they'll look back on and saying, and yep, that was it right there.
Dancing,
oh, we got a lot of game left.
The puck dancing delicately on the line of hell and back before Monsivai swiped it out. Unbelievable.
Drexel here, I think, has one too many men on the ice, so we'll get that sorted and we'll get the puck dropped.
A heart-throbbing sequence.
Stony Brook fans just happy the puck's not in their zone for this face-off.
I mean, you want to talk about getting your blood pumping. They say the Daytona 500 will do that, but I don't think so with Ben Monsivai in that. Oof. Nakagawa. Now Mateo Data. Here comes Nolan Town. Stepping in on the possession, backhands it wide, and we're back to 5 aside. Rushing, or so I thought. More so, slowly getting back on the ice was Pepe. And here's Evan Mudrick. Can't push it in deep, but it does get behind the goal where Monsivai plays it. And it's handled by Kowalski with a long sauce, just misconnecting on the stick of Pepe. And this is going to go for icing.
Stony Brook here looking to try to capitalize on a Drexel team that's just been finding themselves with these missed stretch passes leading to icing calls, especially that one on the power play that led to a good opportunity for the Seawolves shorthand.
Matt Minerva directing traffic on the ice. Kowalski plays it up. Another save accounted for by No Sereno, played back in front, and he gets that one too with the glove hands.
It was going wide, but he didn't want to take any chances.
He saw what Monsivai did, and he said, I'll try to do you one better.
It's just it's a goaltender saying, I don't like what's going on here. Let's get ourselves bailed out here.
Kowalski with a lane, but instead tried to get it onto the stick of Minerva. Malik. They're breaking out again in the zone. Malik out of control! Almost getting a touch on that. He did get a touch on that one. It went wide, no icing here.
That should be icing. A bit of a savior call there. So we got a break here.
Christian Malik. Minerva now controlling it. Look at the feet in front. Malik just fanning on the attempt there before getting it back to the point. Kowalski and Malik, and a save made by Nocerino. And another clear made by Drexel, where it's rolling towards the stick of Monsivais. And again, it's played up ahead, missing the stick of Minerva, who detours to the bench. Meanwhile, McGinley and company try to escape out of harm's way here. Harris. Tyler Black. Sean Carver.
That one went into the bench there. We'll blow that one dead.
It did?
Yep. Linesman DeMeo had the call. The other three officials didn't see it.
Nothing, unless it hit the top of the bench. Because
it
that
went
thing
off a player's glove. It
Ah.
made no noise and ricocheted out. There's only one explanation for that.
We are clearly in bizarro worlds.
You got to use your audio context clues for that one.
Thursday night hockey. This
So,
is absolute
another thing I
bizarro
did ask
worlds.
Coach Garofalo was, when was the last time there was a Thursday night Stony Brook hockey game? And to my non-surprise, Coach Garofalo said, we've never played on a Thursday night.
There's always a first for something, and fittingly, Ben Monsivais gets his first start as a Seawolf. And a first time, friendly fire there, and Ben Monsivais may have made another ridiculous stop in front, practically in a scorpion position.
Monsivais, I think, got a little contact in the crease there, asking the referee, hey, so was that cool? Was that okay?
His demeanor seems a lot
calmer
calmer than what we see from Chris Garofalo when he
Although I will
engages
say
with
that the Stony Brook bench, after the first period, cold as ice. They managed to reel it in and put the effort where it counts. So at the end of the day.
Giveaway! Stick up high. Devin Pepe drew the penalty.
Hooking is the call.
And
Sandos will walk his man to the box.
the big man, Ian Hoover, will sit for 2 minutes. And that looked like some panic being on the part of Hoover. He saw his goalie out of position, a gaping wide open net for Pepe to finish the job, and he's
sometimes you gotta do it.
got in there the wrong way as Stony Brook begins their latest power play trip, and it's brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. One-timer missing as Mancini broke his stick. Looked like he fanned on the obviously fanned on the shot. Well, we know why he fanned on it. Malik out of control, getting the shot off, and it's stopped by Nocerino, who holds up.
Nocerino corralled there to stop play. He's been doing a good job of keeping the puck in front of him and stopping the play and managing the momentum, which has been keeping Drexel into this game.
And the momentum right now has been sitting comfortably on the shoulders of Stony Brook. However, they lead by 1. Chance missing for Nakagawa.
Those are the tough ones you don't want to miss because you end up wheeling the puck out of the zone.
And Justin Nakagawa has the puck again on his stick, and he's going to lay it softly to Owen Larson, who will handle business for the Seawolves. Here's Larson. Put to a halt there. Castera trying to break free again, but that time he is pushed away by the Seawolves. And further harassed there by Minerva, who takes a spill on the boards while chasing multiple Drexel players. He's back on his feet, makes contact in front of the net, no call. Drexel gets it back on the turnover by Stony Brook, and it's gonna reach the glove of Montevay, who makes a stellar snag in the left hand.
Yeah, a bit of a strange situation there. You had Drexel pushing with power, and then they just go for this long floating dump.
Half a minute to go on the latest man advantage for Stony Brook.
We're not out of time yet, but Drexel's got to get these opportunities, taking chances.
Yes, they are. You can already sense the sixth man coming aboard. They're looking at, unless things change
they've got
here.
opportunity. There's opportunities that are presenting that I feel they're either not seeing or they're choosing not to, and it feels weird when you're down in a tight game to not want to take those chances.
Mancini controlling at the top, and now it's Mateo Data as the power play expires for Stony Brook. 5 aside once again. Mancini couldn't handle the possession there as he floats it back in quickly. That will get a line change for Stony Brook. Drexel gets a new man on the ice as well. It's banked up ahead, missing the stick of Jacobs as Swanson pushes ahead, missing his chance. Mudrick able to locate it, got smushed in the glass again by Swanson. Malfetto. Swanson. Malfetto. Throwing the body again. Kowalski steers it back down low. Leibold moving into a new location. Nice play there by him. Town. Nice glove play there by Swanson, and a glove snag up high and covered up by Nocerino.
The clock quickly becoming an enemy here for Drexel, down to 5:41.
Jesse Edwards. Tied up on the draw. Drexel able to push ahead, while Kozitsky is not able to get it. He fights off the attacker, score! And we're tied again!
Two missed assignments in the defensive zone by the Seawolves, and that's going to knot this game.
Ryan Sambuco with a very important equalizer for the Dragons.
The Dragons just had that opportunity. Essentially, free play on the puck in the corner, free man in front of the net, bang, bang, put it right past the goaltender.
And talk about bang, bang play by Anton Kozitsky, who generated the play there. Using his speed and tenacity to take over the play before dealing it in front to Sambuco and making this a 5-5 hockey game.
Drexel definitely tipped the momentum in their favor for sure now after scoring last two.
Relentless forechecking continues to haunt the Seawolves in front as it pops around in the zone before it's taken over by Matt Minerva. Minerva. Curl and drag maneuver. Couldn't pull the trigger in time. Ooh, heavy check delivered by Fess. Malik moving into the picture. Lost sight of it, and this leads to another chance. Genovese up ahead! And that one may have gotten a piece of Montevay. As Burkheim with a chance, and that one gets a piece of Monsivais and the crossbar. Holy cannoli.
The Drexel there wisely throwing their hands up in the air saying, we're not playing it. Stony Brook sets themselves up with a hand pass and a face-off deep in their zone.
We're looking at shots on goal being
Minerva
in the
just
50
pulled over
territory.
his face-off opponent. And the referees just said, yeah, what about it?
Come on, look at his stature.
Yeah, Minerva's got to be careful, though.
No! Matt Harris scores. And Matt Minerva also takes a penalty.
And it goes from bad to worse for the Seawolves here. As Minerva takes, what is his fourth trip to the box? If you want to count the...
So there was the slash, there was the penalty he served for the bench minor.
I think this is third.
Yes.
Not great. We shouldn't be counting his third here, but
Yeah, no.
not a great day in the office.
Not at all. And this is...
Now you're Stony Brook, and now you're very much on the back foot. You've been on the back foot now for quite some time.
That's what I alluded to at the top before the third period. That word, complacency.
I don't know if it's complacency or just not doing your job out there.
Well, however you look at it,
Well, now if you're Drexel, you're just looking to play keep away for 4 minutes on the Seawolves.
however you look at it, it doesn't change the fact that Drexel has the lead and they have the power play on their hands, in their hands. Pepe deals it back. Mancini. Off the boards. Here's Town. Oh! Almost friendly fire there. Town trying to twist away from pressure. Anton Kozitsky not allowing him a single inch of space. Seawolves still having trouble coming up with the possession. They're doing the part right now at killing off the penalty, the power play, but
Now it's Stony Brook that needs to
get as many
find some
offensive
kind of
chances.
magic here in 3 minutes.
Indeed. Oh, that one also takes a ricochet off the leg of Harris.
Down to 40 on the penalty.
No Sereno. Here's McGinley. Burkheim. Can't get through the defense there that time, but Drexel stays in his zone with another chance. It's denied. Couldn't be batted out of the air that time by Burkheim, who was positioned in front. Now the battle moves to a new location. Stony Brook able to push out of harm's way, and back in the zone they come. They draw the penalty. Zerilli does his part at doing that. Extra attacker on the ice. Chance in front. No Sereno knocked down, and we're going to get another power play as Stony Brook immediately after killing off the penalty goes back to the man advantage.
Hooking is the call. 2:12 to go in the third. Stony Brook's unsuccessful. We'll have 12 seconds of even strength at the end of the game.
You have to wonder, Trevor, when is Monsivais going to get called to the net, and when is this going to be a possible 6-on-4 perhaps? They battle around in front. Fess. Edwards keeps it. No, they did not keep it alive in the zone. A late whistle, or a delayed whistle, I should say.
And it wasn't even the close linesman that called it. It was the linesman far from the action that called it. So maybe he saw some daylight on that puck, but I don't think he would have had the angle because it was rolling.
1:50 to go. Monsivais not moving one bit for the time being as Stony Brook works in the zone on this latest power play brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. Mancini, kick save, no Sereno. Pepe deals it across. Mancini firing.
Slide pass there to the low slot.
And now Pepe, here we go.
Empty net.
6-on-4. Fest fakes the drive. One-timer Mancini, fought away by no Sereno. Approaching the final minute of play in regulation. Mancini controlling, firing again. It gets blocked in front. It bounces around before it gets cleared away by Drexel, but it does not matter as Stony Brook is still on the power play.
A little late on the minute call. We're at 50 seconds.
Here comes Malik. Malik, long feed in, Minerva! Over the net and wide. Mancini. Minerva. Mancini. It's Larson controlling. Mancini at the point. Minerva in front. Save, no Sereno. Nakagawa keeping it in close to the goal, but it's cleared away. 20 seconds remaining.
One more chance here for Stony Brook.
This is where they have to be big. Data can't get it. They'll get one more draw here.
No, they won't.
No, they will not.
And Stony Brook is going to fall here.
Back-to-back defeats this season against Drexel for Stony Brook. And dating back to last season, that is 3 losses in a row against the Dragons for the Seawolves. This one
doesn't feel good at all.
not at all, Trevor. 6-5 after seemingly having the win in the bag.
I wouldn't even say that. This win wasn't guaranteed, even if when they were up 2. They stopped competing. That's what it felt like. I hate to be brutally honest on that one, but Drexel saw blood in the water. They were aggressive. They went for it. They took chances when they needed to. They were calculated. I was saying that Drexel wasn't taking chances, and then immediately on that goal where they were able to just catch Stony Brook in a 2-on-2 situation, it was strange. Stony Brook's going to have one more home game, and then they've got the ESCHL playoffs to wrap up their season. And like I told Coach Garofalo, and it doesn't matter what happens, how you got there. It matters what happens when you get there. As the Seawolves will salute the fans in attendance. A little extracurriculars here as Minerva is not happy. Minerva definitely not one of his better days in the office.
Nope. Despite a goal, still not. But we're going to pack things up before we return here on Saturday for the home season finale between the Seawolves and the NYU Violets. Mike Calandra, Trevor Magnani saying so long, good night, and we'll see you Saturday night for senior night.